Hello friends. So good morning. Today we are going to discuss Docker engine. So today is day 2 of Docker. In this class we'll discuss about Docker engine, Docker client and Docker server. So what is my Docker engine? Docker engine also called as Docker. So why it is called as engine? Because it has both the functionality. It has client machine as and server, Docker server. It has Docker client and it has Docker server. So both, the combination of both Docker client and Docker server we called as Docker engine. So it is very portable. Okay. Now you have question why this the client and why the server. So now this concept, this client and server concept, is not just in Docker. It is everywhere. It is in SSH. In SSH also we have client, SSH client and SSH server, right? So this client and server concept is not just there in Docker. It is also there in Kubernetes. It is also there in Linux. It is also there in so many things. It is also here in Docker. So let's understand what is the role of client and what is the role of client and what is the role of server, Docker server. Now, whenever you install any OS, let's say Linux, RHEL 7, what you'll get? You'll get a collection of commands. Whenever you install Windows in your system, what you'll get? You'll get a GUI tool. So you can play with that GUI tool based on your needs. You can create a folder, you can create a file, can move folder, can save a file, have some paint features, some extra software like Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Paint, so many things are there. So similarly in Docker also, the collection of command which is given by Docker engine. So this collection of command stored in Docker client. So all the commands which is comes from Docker tool is present at this location. Okay. Now, whenever you hit the command, any command, let's say Docker PS. I'm just giving you an example. We'll see all those things about commands and how you are going to use this. Okay, so we'll see in next class. So, okay, so this is one of command of Docker tool. So this command's coming from where? It's coming from this client node. Okay, by this is the Docker client and this command Docker PS coming from this Docker client. Now, the moment when you hit enter, okay, there is an API request will carry your command and will send an API request to a Docker server. So what this API has my Docker PS command. Now my Docker PS will go to the Docker server and my Docker server will open this API request, will serve this API request and send back output to the client. So you're able to see output on your screen. Okay. I hope client part is clear. Now coming to the Docker server. What is this Docker server? Docker server is called as Docker daemon. So Docker daemon, what is the name of Docker daemon in Docker? Docker D is the name of Docker daemon. So the role of Docker D, it listens API request which coming from client and serve the API request and send back the request, and client can able to see output on his screen. Okay. So this is what client and server responsibility is. Now let's this is not a Docker thing. This is something extra I'm going to share. Let's say this is my machine with Linux. Linux OS is installed in my machine. Now, first, what you have to do, you have to install Docker. So Docker will come. One layer will increase for Docker. Here you have Docker. To install and Docker, you have to run the command yum install Docker. Now, you might have questioned what is this daemon. So, for your understanding, daemon is nothing but it's a service. It's a service which is running in background, which is not running which in foreground. So it's not gonna disturb you. Okay. It's running background. If you want to see what all daemon is there, you have to hit some command to what all commands to hit. We'll see on next class. Okay. So as of now, just remember daemon is the service which is running in the background. And what is Docker daemon? Docker D is the Docker daemon. Okay. Hope you guys understood. We'll see all those things. Like there is so many things we have to learn it on Docker tool. So guys, please do not skip any class. Please attend my class. Please subscribe my channel so you'll get an pop up whenever I post any new videos. Okay, so you'll get a pop up. So for that you need to subscribe my channel. You need to like my channel. Please like it, subscribe it, and enjoy my Docker session class. Okay. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Bye bye. Thank you guys.